Okay. I'd like to ask Beth to come up and say a few words, please. And she's going to introduce.
All right, well, you took half my report.
We have Francis that does that.
Okay, well, as you know, as of this morning, we have flown 1,002 flights. The first 2 years we were in existence, in 08 and 09, we flew 461 flights for the 2 years. And so far, up through today, we have flown 541 with 5 months to go. So, like he said, we are well on our way to show some real growth this next year coming up. Can't do it without the pilots. Right now we have 75 on our active pilot roster. We need a lot more. We need them all throughout Louisiana to get them to where they need to go. Because not everybody is available at all times. We've got about 10 or 12 at the top that are doing the majority of our flying. It's the old 80-20 rule. 80% of the work's being done by 20% of the pilots, and we need to give them some relief. So we need some more pilots, and I'm encouraged and excited about Stephanie coming on board to do some recruitment throughout the state, because the more pilots we have, the more patients we can move. Like he said, we have flown 4178 hours. That's a long time. Each flight takes between 2 and 3 hours each way, so that represents quite a few flights back and forth. Again, 346,000 plus miles. That's a long way, but we do them one at a time. We do our best to work around the thunderstorms and our pilot availability. But again, I keep harping, we need more pilots to make more happen. The need is out there, and there's been a huge increase in requests just in the last couple months. As our economy changes, people that used to could depend on their own finances and their own vehicles to get where they need to go, they don't have that option anymore. Some have lost their jobs, some have taken jobs that pay less, they have less financial resources to make these trips, and they have to go. They can't miss an appointment. So if we can't fly them, they're driving. And that's why we ask them always to have a backup plan. But there's need out there, and we want to help as much as we can. And like our motto says, we want to make a difference in the lives of someone every day, and we have nearly every day flown at least one flight in the last couple of years. So we need some pilots to be blessed to do this job, because many of my pilots come back, our pilots come back to me and say, they are mine. They are mine. Many come back and say they receive more of a blessing from making these trips and helping their neighbors here in Louisiana than the patients do. And the patients come back and say, oh, no, you're such a blessing. And it warms my heart to hear that. You can see the pictures, the smiling faces on there for just a brief moment. They don't have to worry about travel. They don't have to worry about how they're going to get there, because we're there for them. Louisiana pilots are stepping up and filling that void and getting them where they need to go so they can focus on getting better. And the smiles on their faces tell it all. The positive attitude in the midst of what many of us couldn't possibly even imagine going through. We're making a difference. We're playing a very small part in their recovery, but that's what we're here for.